Sure.
Okay, so I'm at Coco with Alex Sears of Decade, penultimate night of the tour.
Yep.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I absolutely love playing Coco, so it's, you know, it's always like one of the last ones we do as well. So by that point we're always kind of like a bit tired, you know, but it's always one of those shows that kind of picks us back up again. We always know it's going to be good, so.
But it is a London date, so does that make you a bit more nervous? Because, you know, industry folk come down, you know, the judgmental eyes are out. Does it make you feel nervous?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know that every single London show you play, no matter where you're playing, is always going to be the one that the sort of the media and stuff are more likely to go to. So there's always a chance that someone's going to be there. So you've got to be like on top form.
Who is the person that people fear? Is there a particular publication that bands are like, oh God, they're on the list?
I don't know. I just
shouldn't say it. Should we?
Well, I don't think there's anyone in particular. I just think it's like, if you know someone's going to review you, then automatically the pressure to be good is just so much higher. Yeah. So it doesn't matter who it is. It's like you just got to hope that they actually enjoy, you know, your set and stuff like that.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
After a gig, do you search through Twitter and see what everyone's been saying and all the hashtags and all that? Or do you avoid it like the plague?
No, I totally avoid it.
Yeah.
Unless somebody tweets us directly or tweets me directly, I don't check it out, just because it's kind of for peace of mind, really. Because if someone really didn't enjoy your show and they're like, "Oh, Decade sucked," then yeah, it's not something I want to see, really. And I don't even read the good reviews either. I just kind of leave it alone. And I think if I had a good show and I felt good about it, then that's kind of what's important.
Yeah, go with the instinct on it.
Yeah, exactly. You know when you've had a bad show, for sure. Like you come off and you just know that it wasn't right, and you don't need someone else to tell you that. You just know it. So
you used to be a band that used to have a lot of technical faults. Things would always go wrong on tour. I was watching an interview talking about that. Yeah. Have things kind of evened out now? Are you more consistently lucky, or is it still a bit like that?
Well, we've got a guitar tech now. Yes. It's our mate Elliot from home, and he's literally turned us around. Like nothing seems to go wrong anymore, and if it does, then he's literally there, like split second, like fixes it and sorts it out. So we've had a lot less trouble, and I wouldn't even consider technical problems to be a thing for us anymore.
Whoa.
Like touch wood.
Yeah,
I've got a show to play tonight, so you know things could change, but. He's definitely helped us in that aspect. For sure.
Well, angel.
Yeah, definitely. I always give him a shout out when he comes on stage and fixes, so I get the crowd to cheer him and stuff.
He's earned it, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Now, have you played any of the new tracks during this tour to kind of give a teaser and to gauge what people are going to think?
Yeah, we're actually finishing our set with a new song, which is weird because it's in such a weird tuning that we can't really put it anywhere else other than right at the end. Because we were going to open with it and just, you know, play a new song, but then we'd have to swap guitars after the first song. And I just think it would look kind of awkward, like, you know, we want to keep that energy up to start with. So we decided we'd play it last. We really wanted to play a new song just to test the waters. So we've chosen one that's like, it's pretty heavy as well. I think a lot of people that have reviewed us so far have said, oh, you know, Decade are obviously going in a heavier direction with their new album, which might not necessarily be true. It might or
might not. Are you just teasing there?
Maybe. It might just be misdirecting people.
Clever.
But yeah, I mean, we're only playing the one, so but it's been going down okay, which is nice.
Because it's a new song, are you still kind of learning the ropes on that song? Is it still a bit not quite autopilot? You're still having to concentrate.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm super awkward on stage anyway. I never know what to do with myself. But particularly for that one, it's like playing the old songs. You know exactly like how you're going to move on stage. You kind of feel it more. But when you've never done a song before, like especially on the first night when we played it for the first time, I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing with myself because we'd only ever played it in practice just standing still really, or just nodding at the most. So yeah, it's quite weird to kind of get into the vibe of a new song. But once you've played it a few times, you kind of feel it more, and you know how the different sections work with how you are on stage, and yeah, it's getting there, but it's definitely weird. And you're relaxing into your body and whether how heavy to do the head bit and all that. Exactly, yeah. I mean, I can't headbang anymore because whenever I used to do it, I used to get so disorientated. I used to just fall over. Like I've fallen off stage before, I've fallen into the drum kit before, just from just swinging my head around and just getting really like dazed out. So I try not to do much of that anymore, which makes me quite boring on stage, but I'd rather not fall off, to be honest. So. You weren't really made for rock and roll life, were you? No, I wasn't really. Like, that's the thing. Like, I do enjoy playing live, but I'm really not built for it. Like, but you know, I want people to hear our music, so I always enjoy it anyway. So fight through. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How's your health been? Because it's obviously wintry, all the germs flying about. Have you maintained the health, or have you all struggled? I know that a lot of people on this tour, I know that pretty much everyone in Landscapes got ill, and I managed. Sorry. And I sent him a message. I said, "Don't come."
Not enough, is it?
No, it's never enough, is it? Yeah, I know that all the guys in landscapes got ill, and I've managed to not get ill. And it's the second last day, so hopefully I'll be okay. Yeah. And it's last show tomorrow. It's like a hometown show because we're obviously from Bath. Yeah. It's a Bristol show, so just one last show, and hopefully I'll just stay well.
Yeah, and there'll be some familiar faces in the crowd, so you can relax.
Yeah, hopefully people will be singing as well. So if I have a particularly hard time, I think I'll be all right though. To be honest, I feel fine now. So
you seem quite perky.
We'll see how it is after the after party tonight.
Oh no! Yeah, dangerous. Now, how was it the first time you met the Youths? Were they a big band for you? Quite influential people you'd watched over the years? Were you nervous?
Yeah, I can remember being 15 years old, and I had a friend at school who was a bit older than me, and we used to drive around in his little Peugeot 106 listening to In Love and Death. Yeah. So that was and that was one of my favourite records at the time. So to do that tour was a big thing for me. Like, Landscapes got confirmed for it before we did, and I saw that Sean from Landscapes, who's like an old friend of mine and the rest of the bands, like we know those guys, he posted it out and he was like, "Oh, it's a childhood dream, come true," and all that. And I was just like, "Wow, that's so cool." And then we got announced for the tour like a few weeks later, so I was just like, I was made up. It was really cool.
The moments like that kind of reassure your parents that you're actually doing okay, you're on the right track, and they don't need to worry as much.
That's it. Like, we've done loads of tours, and no disrespect to the bands that we've toured with, but I've said to my mum, we're touring with this band, and she's like, "Who's that?" Because they might be a big band, but like not one from my childhood. But for example, when we toured with A Day to Remember, I was like, "Mum, we're going on tour with A Day to Remember," and she was like, "Oh my God, I've heard of that band. Like, they must be big." And I was like, "Exactly." Like, so it's nice when even my mum's heard of bands that we tour with, and The Used is obviously one of those.
Who would be the ultimate for you?
The ultimate band? That's a good question. People ask this all the time, and I never know what to say. I usually end up just saying Weezer because it's probably true. Yeah. But there are definitely bands that I like more. But I think that we would do well on a Weezer show because I think their fans would like our music. Yeah. But there's plenty of other bands. Like, I would love to tour with Deftones, but I think their fans would just be like, who is this like rock band, this pop rock band, But I think we'd go down well on a Weezer tour.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Now, I've been looking on your Twitter today to see what you do in your downtime, and I see you've been watching some documentaries like the Katy Perry one and the 30 Seconds to Mars one. Yeah. Now, did that kind of make you feel a bit uneasy about the industry? Because I know it's quite dark, some of the things that you find out through that one. Yeah.
Well, the Katy Perry one, the people who were staying with, they just chucked it on, and I was like, okay, this is going to be rubbish. And I was actually really enjoying it by the end. Like, it was really interesting to see how much like production goes into her like stage show and stuff. Like, how many people are in her team. Like, she has like 16 coaches and like 18 like lorries to take all of her gear from city to city. And she did like 250 days in a row. I can't believe I'm talking about Katy Perry so much.
Sorry about that.
But influential she is. But yeah, the 30 Seconds to Mars one, obviously they had a big problem with their label, and they haven't like thus far they haven't made any money on any of their albums they've put out, which is nuts. Which is crazy. Yeah. And I guess they signed the deal when they were a bit younger, and they might not have got like the right kind of legal advice and stuff. But it does definitely open your eyes. And any band that feels like they've got trouble with their label needs to watch that.
Do you have a business-minded member of the band that keeps an eye on things, or do you just hire other people to be that sensible person?
Well, Joe, our guitarist, he's kind of like our acting tour manager, right. So he handles pretty much everything like that. But we do have a manager, like a day-to-day manager, that kind of sorts all that stuff out for us. But I don't really know anything about music contracts and stuff. I'm a musician. But yeah, somebody needs to know about these things, and I'm glad we do have a couple of people that do. But yeah, I'm not one of those. Okay.
Now, you've announced a couple small festivals. I think Takedown, Hit the Deck, and there was another one beginning with S.
Skinfest.
Yes.
Yeah, we're headlining that one, which is crazy.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, any more that are going to be revealed? Big ones?
Yeah. There's a couple that we've got in the pipeline that obviously I can't talk about yet, but there's going to be a few more this year for sure.
Okay, and the album, I think that you said you've wrapped it up, the writing bit, so when do you expect it to be out?
I don't know, we're hoping for maybe autumn time. Okay. We're going to put out singles in the meantime. you know, just to kind of roll things over, because we haven't put anything out in ages, and our album came out over a year ago. We don't want people to kind of go, oh, where's Decade gone? So yeah, we're going to try and roll out a few singles, get the album out by the end of the year, hopefully. But you know, things don't always. Yeah, it could go anyway. But yeah, that's what we're hoping. The writing's pretty much done. But you know, there's always time to write more because we haven't even recorded it yet. So. Okay.
Do you know where you're going to record it and who with or anything like that?
Well, we did a bit of recording with Pete Miles the other day. So he's I think he's on our radar in terms of like, you know, doing the rest of the album. Like we're still in talks with our label and stuff, and who they want us to record with and who we want to record with. So
a battle, perhaps.
It's not even a battle, to be honest. Like they're just kind of like, you know, whatever you want to do, let's just have a chat about it and see where it goes.
Now, are you the sort of guy that when you're not on tour, you get a bit stir crazy when you're at home? Do you prefer life on the road? Does that feel more like a natural existence? I'm
quite a routine sort of guy. Like I kind of like, you know, just waking up, going to work. I don't like going to work. I like the routine of it. So going on tour is kind of it is a break from the routine. But because we're doing what we're doing, you know, we're traveling, we're playing shows and stuff. It's you know, it's great. It's a nice break actually from the routine. Yeah, I mean, I do go a bit crazy at home, but I just, you know, when I'm on tour, I just think, you know, there's people that do this all the time, constantly, like day in, day out. They go to their job, they go home, they have the dinner, they watch TV, and they go to bed. And so yeah, I do feel really grateful that we get to go on tour. So I can't really complain.
It's an all right life, isn't it?
It is an all right life. Yeah, it's cool.
Right, I think we've got to wrap it up, but shall we end with a random, maybe wacky question?
Go on.
Yeah,
Go on then,
okay. Yeah. If a film was made of your life, who would you like to play you?
Jared Leto.
Well, that was quick.
Well, I've already thought about it. This is already a thing. Oh. Yeah, in the future, I'm gonna film a documentary about my life, and Jared Leto's gonna play me.
You're gonna film it and direct it?
Yeah. I'm going to write it, film it and direct it. And,
a vanity project.
No, I'm joking. But I don't know, like, somebody told me the other day that I looked a bit like him, and I was just like, shut up, mate.
That's great, though.
I'll take it. I'll certainly take it. But I think he's a solid actor. Yeah. He's a bit mental in real life, a bit of an egotist, but he's a good actor, so... I think he could play me as weird as I am.
That was a bit too easy. I've got to think of another one. If you could live inside a piece of artwork, an image, what would you choose?
That's a good question. If I could live inside of... Well, I don't know much about art, but...
a poster, perhaps, if you like.
I read a lot of comic books. Mm-hmm. I'd probably be in... If I could choose a comic book to be in, can I go with that instead?
Sure.
Probably a Mark Miller comic, maybe like Kick-Ass 4,
nice.
Where I'm the new Kick-Ass, maybe, I don't know.
It's quite a nice thing to imagine, isn't it?
Yeah, it's alright.
Okay, good answer.
Thank you.
Okay, well, have a great show tonight.
Thanks very much.
Thanks for speaking to me.
No